All right, good morning. I had to keep Vince for another morning here because he has got such good ideas. And again, I'll link to him because I really would love you to follow his YouTube channel. He's just starting out with his YouTube channel and you just have to watch. I've known him for 5 years. He has brilliant advice. But what I wanted to talk to you about this morning was a lot of my community in this challenge, Vince, have autoimmune and digestive issues, and they have a really hard time digesting all these foods such as beans and legumes. And why I wanted to hand the baton over to Vince for this morning was because he has ulcerative colitis. He has struggled with an extreme condition for years, and he has a great tip to tell you, to show you of how to help you.
What I do is I sprout a lot of my own food. Well, actually, I eat a lot of sprouted food, but some of the things I sprout my own. So almonds here are something that I sprout all the time. I buy a big bag from the farmer's market. So I take raw almonds, just make sure they're raw. The only way you can get raw almonds is if they're imported, or you go to a farmer's market and buy them direct from the grower. So I buy a huge bag and then use a ratio of 2 to 1. So 2 cups of water to 1 cup of almonds. And then you just soak them in water with about a teaspoon of salt for at least, you could do it a minimum of 8 hours. I usually go 24 hours. And then I dry them off, and then I just toss them in a dehydrator for about 48 hours. And then after that, you have this whole thing of basically not really sprouted, but soaked almonds. It's a lot easier for body to digest, which means you're gonna get more of the protein and the minerals and the vitamins.
They are so delicious. I'll link in the email to a really good dehydrator because I know that's gonna be your next question, and I have one that I really like, so I'll link to that. So that's a great, so what he's finding is that's really helping to soothe his condition is to eat as many sprouted foods as possible, and that brings us on to these.
Yes, and this is both a quinoa, it's a quinoa trio, so you get all 3 types of quinoa because each type of quinoa gives you different types of minerals and vitamins, and also a sprouted lentil trio. Now when it comes to these types, for me, the cost difference, it's easier for me to buy them already sprouted than to do it myself, rather than when you're doing almonds or something like that, they're a lot more expensive. So I just go ahead and buy sprouted, as well as sprouted tofu. You could buy this at the market. Now this is super firm, so it's actually easier to cook with.
Yeah.
It absorbs a lot of whatever marinade that you're putting in there. I actually put this on the barbecue.
You do?
Yeah, I'll marinate it with some easy, a lot of times I'll do like a Mexican seasoning, and I'll put some tomato paste, and I'll put some cumin, let it marinate for about an hour, and then I'll toss it on the barbecue.
And it's great because it's super firm, it won't fall apart.
Exactly.
So, the takeaway is, which is empirical because Vince is sitting right here, and is number 1 is that yes, you can be whole food, plant-based, and that we did a whole YouTube video on this, but that has significantly helped the symptoms of Vince's autoimmune disease and his inflammation in his gut. But the caveat being that with all the foods that we eat, sprouting is the way to go for sure. Yeah,
definitely. Great.
So get sprouting, get dehydrating. I'm certainly dusting my dehydrator down from the attic because I've never tasted anything as good as those sprouted almonds and sprouted almond milk. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me, Sophie.